Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So this is making the rounds of the media now. The Department of Justice announces plans to prioritize cases to revoke citizenship. Trump will now go after naturalized citizens. Headlines like this are shared to inform people of what's going on because so much is going on with this Trump administration that, sometimes it's hard to keep up. But these kinds of headlines are shared so people will be informed. But in doing so, it also confuses people who may not quite understand citizenship and naturalized citizenship and the different words that they're throwing around. So I'm going to let you listen to the video and then we'll come back and talk about it.
I can absolutely, unequivocally confirm what the left has been saying about Trump and its DOJ coming after U.S. citizen is true. On June 30th, 2025, Department of Justice announced plans to prioritize case to revoke U.S. citizenship. Listen to this. Context is key, but you don't have to take my word for it. Let's listen into what a real attorney has to say.
New civil enforcement priorities by the Justice Department came out, and they're going to start concentrating on denaturalizing people. They're going to target people who they think are terrorists, people who committed war crimes, who are national security risks, people who had felonies and didn't disclose it on their naturalization applications, people who committed fraud in their naturalization, people who committed violent crimes, sex offenses, human trafficking. The key thing to know about all of this is that it is extraordinarily difficult to denaturalize somebody. It's not a simple process. It takes years and years and years. It has to go through a federal judge, and then there's federal appeals. And they can't denaturalize you for anything you did after you became a U.S. citizen. Only if you were not qualified to become a U.S. citizen because you didn't disclose something to the government that they otherwise should have known about as part of the process of determining whether to naturalize you to a U.S. citizen. 99.99% of the people watching this video who are naturalized citizens have nothing to worry about.
So first we need to understand what a naturalized citizen is. That doesn't apply to anybody that's an American descendant of slavery. So that has nothing to do with us. A naturalized citizen is someone who was born in another country, moved to the United States, and went through the process of becoming a citizen. And that includes being determined eligible for naturalization based on the Immigration and Nationality Act, filing Form N-400, application for naturalization, and paying the filing fee, attending a biometrics appointment to provide your fingerprints, photograph, and signature, taking a citizenship interview and exam to test your knowledge of English and U.S. history and government, taking the oath of allegiance to the United States, and receiving your certificate of naturalization. And you have to have lived here for at least 5 years before you are eligible for naturalization citizenship. That's the difference between birthright citizenship and naturalization citizenship. Birthright simply means that you were born in the United States to American citizens or to legal residents. Naturalization citizenship means that you were born somewhere else, but you moved to the United States and you liked it so well that you wanted to become a citizen, so you went through the process. So that's what a naturalized citizen is. So again, that doesn't apply to us. Just a friendly reminder, the president cannot revoke citizenship, neither can the Supreme Court. The president's job is to enforce the laws of the United States, and the Supreme Court's job is to interpret the laws. But their job is not to make the laws. That's the job of the United States Congress. Here's a naturalized citizen talking about her fear of being deported.
So I've been avoiding, seriously talking about this topic. But as a naturalized citizen, I feel like we are up on the chopping block next. Because if they are revoking green cards, what's to tell you they're not going to start revoking citizenships next? And in my heart of hearts, I always knew that this kind of thing was coming. Um, Partly because my mom is a fearmongerer, so she always instilled in us that this citizenship is something that they think it's a privilege and they will take it away at any notice, at any moment. So make sure that you're not on any list and that you're not at the protest, at anything. I've avoided those things because of that. And now I'm seeing that they're kidnapping green card holders. Like, we're definitely next, and it's hard to grapple with that.
Here's further clarification of what denaturalization is.
Denaturalization is the process by which the US government can strip you of your citizenship after you've become a US citizen. So, most people correctly believe that once you become a US citizen, you're pretty much good to go and you don't need to worry about immigration anymore. And this is mostly true, but there is actually a procedure called denaturalization by which the US government can undo your citizenship and revert you back to permanent residence, or in some situations, eventually end up deporting you from the United States.
And one of the reasons that they're going after naturalized citizens is that everybody is not here for the right reason. There are people in this country who would do harm to American citizens. Remember, the leader of Iran sent Donald Trump a message when he was at that G whatever summit in Canada, and he told Trump that if he bombed Iran's nuclear sites, that he was going to activate sleeper cells in the United States. And it leaked out from the president's office that there are cities that are on high alert now because they think that Iran might do something because they're angry because the United States bombed them a few days ago. So everybody's not here for the right reason. Also, some people got their citizenship through fraudulent means, lying on applications and marrying people just to get the green card or to say that you're taking care of an American citizen. So everybody's not here for the right reason. And last, we have to acknowledge that there are people in the government, in intelligence, who know more about what's going on in the United States and in the world than we do. So, as Black Americans, when something comes up, we sort of center ourselves in stuff because, we know what this country is capable of doing and we know our history. But everything is really not about us. And there are people who would really do damage to this country and the citizens of this country. And strangely, there are people who move to America who want to turn America into a better version of the place that they fled from. Now, look at what's happening in New York City.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم
أشهد.
So that's what's going on in New York. I guess this is the Muslims' call to prayer. I'm not sure what it is, but that's what's going on in New York. And it's also going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and probably other cities in the United States. So there is a reason why there's some clamping down on immigration and then all the people that are in here. And, during Joe Biden's administration, just flooded in, and nobody knows who these people are. So, we just have to keep our eyes open to see what the next day will bring. But anyway, let me know what you think about the video. Give me a thumbs up and have a good evening.